even a revolution that actually takes power back to African people. I think those problems, that lack of development. Africa's politics have fallen into the hands of elites, as the Nigerians would call them. These are a class of people who are pure business politicians, and business and politics go together in Africa. You cannot stand as a poor man. I came across a wonderful example the other day from Kenya, where a man who cycled around on a bicycle was trying to get himself elected, and the people just laughed at him, and they say, "You've only got a bicycle. What can you do for us? We need a big man with a big car with money. That's the politician we need to." So there's this mentality, which I think has allowed a very small group of people to take over those countries politically, but also economically. And that's why you have something like, I think the World Bank says, between 60 and 70% of Africa's capital shifted out of the continent. It's in banks in Europe and Asia and maybe America as well. But these people just do what the colonialists did, which was suck the wealth out and shift it overseas. And until that changes, that is, until there's a new generation or even a revolution that actually takes power back to African people, I think those problems, that lack of development.
Welcome back, dear friends. Welcome. I believe that we all actually paid attention to that video. I actually wanted to play. I played it twice. We can get the details and know what the man is talking about. He talked about some very critical things that we're going to be looking at, taking them step by step in this second session of this analysis we're making today. Remember, we've been talking about the refusal to actually indict Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in spite of the fact that they have everything they could indict him with, and in spite of the fact that he has given them a clue on how to stop the agitation, they prefer to actually keep quiet and talk about political solution. Now, we're going to be looking at it. First, I want to point out something critical in that video. We're going to use it in analyzing what we are trying to say here. Now, the first point the man made in that video, he said, elites, as Nigerians would call them. And, that phrase is critical. He says, as not just the word, the elites, of course, the word elite means is people, people who are intellectually or superior intellectually, maybe, socially, and others. They have this status in the society and all of that. And then he now says, as Nigerians will call them, meaning that these people actually are not elites, but Nigerians call them elites. Because of the problem they have with their mind. That means Nigerians have a problem with their mind. Their mental faculty is derailed and is stunted, is critically brutalized and out of position and out of place. Now, Mazi Sonia Akparawa, I don't know whether you are here. We want to begin with you. What do you think about the comment of this man, and how do you relate it to the Hanese people who are talking about political solution, calling them elites? How do we describe these people? Are they elites? Mazi Sani, can you say something about that? All right, Mazi Street Survivor, let me begin with you on this. Please say something about this critically. Can you imagine elites, as Nigerians would call them? That's an insult on Nigerians. What do you say about that?
Well, looking at that video, what the man was saying there, the revelation he was making is something that most of us have known for a very long time, but we don't pay attention to it.
That's it.
You see, that deception of giving people a title that doesn't belong to them. So you see them answering honorable. Just like when you see them asking people who are dishonorable, answering honorable all the time. And that is why you see, while our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was preaching, when he talks about their stupidity, and when he called them a zoo, when he called them zoo, all hell break loose and begin to claim that they are not. But from their actions, every one of them behave like animals. And it is not only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that called them animals. Even the Aisha himself called them animals. He called, when he talked about jackals, he called them animals. There are some other people who has used that animalistic language to describe them. but they don't pay attention. The only one they pay attention is when Biafrans remind them of whom they are. But after Biafran have said it, they all confirmed that they are all animals over there. So when you see the kind of games they are playing, they claiming to be elites and the way they play, the people we have as politicians in Nigeria, they are cultists. This is a cult. I call them do you call it a mafia group? A mafia group. They are in a cult.
Yes.
And in that cult is the richest cult you have in Nigeria today. They are the richest cult. And they have made people to believe that without wealth, you can be nobody. And that is how they went further to destroy the education in Nigeria. They destroyed the educational system in the Zoological Republic that made young youths today never believe, they don't believe in education anymore. That is why the thing has affected us, and reason why we must get out of this very Zoological Republic before it gets late. Because even in our Biafra land, you see people begin to talk about Okit and whatever. People now believe that you must attach something to yourself before you become wealthy. And this very seed is planted by these people that they claim to be elite, who are not elite. These are intellectuals who claim to know everything, but they know nothing. Every single one of them, including those who are claiming to be human rights activists, they are all involved in this madness. That is why they will come and tell you that once you say you want to contest for any position, they begin to ask you who is your godfather, first of all. They will ask you to your face, who is your godfather? They will ask you who is your father, who knows you? They will tell you to your face, who knows you? Even as you have become a governor, sometimes they will tell you to go and start from local government. Look for a godfather, start for local government, then you come to state before you talk of come to presidency.
Thank you so much.
After describing you as a child, even with your age, you see them describing Martin Nanigan as a boy. They will say that's a young man.
Yeah, that young man.
All right. Mazis, you made some vital points. Before we go on, I want to caution this and don't test me. The comments you're making here are very devious and also sound diabolic. You don't talk about Mazin Nnamdi Kanu slowing down the countdown, and you made mention of something initially, and I just looked at it and overlooked it. But we are warning you here now. Right now, we said stop all these comments. The comment of saying Mazin Nnamdi Kanu will slow down if he comes out, it's going to. Are you an enemy of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu? We're not joking here. We're very serious. So we don't. If you do this again, we're going to block you from here, and that will be the end of you being part of this program. Now, there's something that I want to link here because he made some very, very crucial, connection between, the issue of elites and the minds of the people. That means the minds of the people determine how they reason, and which makes them characterize these evil people as elites. Now, he says now that you see an average person, he says, oh, you are riding a bicycle, you want to contest. Who are you? You don't have anything. How can you contest? So being able to actually rule the people is dependent on how much you have been able to take from the treasury or to steal, because most wealthy people actually have to do something extra. Because if you look at the average earnings of a common person in Africa, it's very low. So it means that some people are actually doing some crazy things to make some extra. So now exactly. Now their mindset is retarded in this regard based on the analysis this man gave. Now linking that to that. Now, what do we say? Because if you want to actually look at what is on ground right now, most people that you see talking about election, when you listen to their comments and all of that, they don't. You just know that these people have a retarded memory and mindset, repugnant, very, very terrible, and something that is out of place, and you can't adjudge it. Now, what do you want to say, Mazik Mokonkwo? I'm taking this question to you now. Now, how do you qualify an average Nigerian and an average native of an indigenous place from Nigeria? Now, this is what I'm trying to say. When these people now, who are maybe from Oduduwa land, or maybe from Biafra land, or maybe from the Hausa land, when they begin to operate in the level of a Nigerian, that is when they begin to reason this way. Now, how has Nigeria destroyed the average mind of an indigenous person?
Very nice question. Number one is fake life. Lack of conscious, becoming a self-conscious person. There's a broadcast that I always made, and I think 2009 something, I wrote a short pamphlet that I titled, "Your mindset determines the direction of your life." Your mindset determines the direction of your life. On that, I quote, you see, One of the things that these colonial masters have done to us is changing our mindset into pomposity. You know, now, everything in Nigeria is fake. The life of every Nigerian, I could say indigenous person is fake, which has been imposed in us by these so-called evil or elect politicians, those people who their mindset is only on how to loot money, transport our money to somewhere, and this kind of pomposity life has been affected to the mindset of an average indigenous person, both Oduduwa and re-indigenous people. Forget about Fulani, these people have no destination. We don't kind them. After all, if you look on our money, we have three kind of ethnic group. Wazobia, where is the Fulani standing on that our money? So now, the Western world has used these people, I could say the politicians, have spoiled the mind of our people. Now, before you get a job, you have to open your leg for the bank manager to, clamp you. This is a fake life. It have affected us, we the indigenous people, by living a fake life. And God doesn't like someone who is fake life. There is nothing, in fact, an average Nigerian child believes that before he can get an office job, you must meet a malam. This is the other way they have affected us. And this is where we are fighting for us to leave Nigeria. They are using the Fulanis to intimidate us, to let us to live a fake life. And that is not the pattern of the life of an average Nigerian man. Nobody thinks that God, that he can get something by a normal qualification. You can study and get PhD in Nigeria. You can never get a simple job until you go and sort out with an allergy. In fact, now people start to wear abada because when police stop you on the road, if you don't dress like a Fulani, police will arrest you. This is a camouflage life, and that must stop. Biafra will put it a stop, and that is why we say we don't want to be in Nigeria. We are the God's people. We don't want to live a fake life, and that have come to stop. In the next 125 days, we are stepping out of this bondage in the name of Jesus Christ. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you so much. And in fact, Mazi Raf, Ajere, we welcome you. We are seeing you here. Also, Mazi Biko, I actually brought you. I don't know, your channel is going off and on. Mazi Biko, Paul, you're welcome also. In fact, we are glad to have you here. Mazi Raf, Ajere, I tried to reach you on Facebook. I sent you a message privately, but since you have not read it, maybe we're going to talk later on that. But I'm going to play this video again because of some of us who are joining right now. Mazi 247, you are going to comment on this because I want us to look at the issue of now. If you look at that video, he talked about 70% of the economic power of the people, or the capital, the economic capital of the people, being moved abroad. Now I want you to listen to it carefully again so that you can get that point. That point moved me because that analysis and that position of statistics actually proved something very unique and significant to what we are doing. I'll play it again one more time so that our people can understand what is going on and how they have been deprived, how they've been raped. Not unless somebody come and pull your cloth and take you to a corner. No, rape. They can rape you of what you have, rape you of your life, rape you of your destiny. That is what is happening to anybody who is a Nigerian. And that is what we want to thrash and deal with. And that's why we said 2023 is going to be the last, the next 125 days is going to be the last bus stop of Nigeria. It's going to end that moment. So listen to it quite very.
Africa's politics have fallen into the hands of elites, as the Nigerians would call them. These are a class of people who are pure business politicians. And business and politics go together in Africa. You cannot stand as a poor man. I came across a wonderful example the other day from Kenya, where a man who cycled around on a bicycle was trying to get himself elected, and the people just laughed at him and they say, "You've only got a bicycle. What can you do for us? We need a big man with a big car with money. That's the politician we need to." So there's this mentality, which I think has allowed a very small group of people to take over those countries politically, but also economically. And that's why you have something like, I think the World Bank says, between 60 and 70% of Africa's capital shifted out of the continent. It's in banks in Europe and Asia and maybe America as well. But these people just do what the colonialists did, which was suck the wealth out and shifted overseas. And until that changes, that is, until there's a new generation or even a revolution that actually takes power back to African people, I think those problems, that lack of development.
All right, we're back. 60 to 70% of the capital. Let me bring Mazra before Mazi, 247. I can see he has a flu, so let him. Mazaraf Ajere, welcome. Reg, welcome. I can see, I can see you here. I was actually trying to reach you initially, but we're going to deal on.
I don't know
later.
which. I didn't see your message on Messenger. Maybe we need to become friends
on Messenger. On Messenger, on Messenger.
I have to check, but I just checked right away. I didn't see it anyway. We will talk about that later. You call me on my WhatsApp now. It's easier.
All right. Yeah, that will be easier. It's just that I lost your WhatsApp because my phone was actually stolen. I had to, all of that. I had to get another phone, so I lost that number a long time ago. So
I'm going to get it after this time.
All right. Now, 60 to 70% of African capitals have been moved into banks in Europe, in the West, in America, and other parts of the world. 60 to 70% of African capital, that means everything that has to do with their economy and their power, their political power, has been moved into banks, either by the people who are subjugating them internally, that's the indigenous people, or some of the foreigners who are in there, and the colonialists, like the colonialists did. Can you say something about that, please?
Yeah, it is. This is not something that is. We are not surprised about it. We know that is the norm. Now, that's why you see, politics is something that is very lucrative in Africa. That's why it's only the few that keeps, having all the money and all the benefits and everything. The majority, who are the people that are being governed, are suffering. So that's the balance that Mazina Mikano actually want to bring through Biafra. And the only way it can happen is when we have Biafra. You hear that man talking about revolution there. And it is only through revolution that such a balance will be brought, because these people have, they have their tentacles everywhere and they have so much money. Here, Mazina Mikano was saying this is that these people have amassed so much money to the tune of over $400 billion. And that's why you see these few individuals, they can buy, they can settle Google, they can settle Facebook, they can do anything, and then they subjugate those of the higher population that are actually suffering. And the only thing that will end it is this very, deliberate, decision to rebel against these few. And that's why if we decide, we can win. We are many. We are more than them. We are many. And so if these are few people that have subjugated us, that have so much dominated us, and we know that we are more than them in number, they will not. Even Amechi said it. There's a video of Amechi that went viral on the social media. He said that the Africans are not yet ready, that the day that we are ready and that we rise up, that them that are the political juggernauts, that they will run away. He said, because the people that are talking now are people that have eaten. When those that are hungry will rise up, and then they will face what has been facing them for long. They will have nowhere to hide. And that is where we are at right now. Because if you come into the mind of the lowest person in Biafra land and in all the indigenous places, those that have really, gotten this to this level of, no return, the level whereby, like Master Namikano said, we have crossed the Rubicon. Those that have really crossed the Rubicon, they've decided that they are ready to die for what they believe in. That's where we are right now. Sometimes people will call me, and they don't even know that I can't give them a command, but they'll say, tell us what to do. We want to do something. These people are determined to do whatever is needed for them to get their freedom. And that's where we are at right now. And before the end of this year, you will see something will happen. People are waking up, and the effect will be felt in no distant time. Thank you very much, bro.
Thank you so much for that. before I bring Mazi 247, Pastor Livingston, please, I want you to say something here, because there's something I want you to actually point out here. Now look at this man saying something very critical. He says 60% to 70% of African capital has been moved into banks. That means the bank, what you see in the capitals, in these capitals, are mirage. The real thing happening is that everything that has to do with them is in the banks where people are making profits on. The colonial masters are making profits on. The political so-called, as Nigerians will call them, by what the man said. I like what John said here. He said, I like what he said. You're calling them elites. Now they are the ones enjoying the benefits, and then the other people enjoying the benefits. Now he's talking about a small group of people who are controlling the millions of people. Now let's bring it down to Biafra. Just a few people controlling 70 million people. What do you have to say about this?
You see, this thing has to be taken back a little bit to get the whole picture. It didn't just start suddenly in Biafra land or in Nigeria. It is a system that was introduced to create room for effective, continuous, and sustained exploitation. The Europeans needed a means by which they can access the resources to sustain their economies. And what they did was that they introduced a system and structured governance in a way that this system can be sustained and will continue unabated forever. That is where you look at it from the base where it started. It's a systemic thing, something that is systematic, something that people plan and then put people there. When the British came in and wanted to access those things, all they needed to do was to get certain people who are willing to play their games, but equally ruthless to see that that game is sustained. So they said, okay, you the full animal, the caliphate, I am going to give you leadership, but on condition that you look to me and let us share this thing, because these things don't belong to you, it belongs to these guys here. Now, these guys here are very wise. If I come to them, they will not accept it, and they wouldn't give you a chance because they are far ahead of you in knowledge and wisdom. I'm coming to the elitist perspective. Now, when that happened, the Fulani man saw it and said, okay, it's an opportunity to go down there and make money, but be subservient to the white man. And so it was introduced. How? By the Fulani man being at the head. Because he has nothing to bring on the table rather than just exploitation. And those things to exploit are down south. So to sustain it, they will never give room to those who are down south to operate based on ethics and equity. They only have to operate based on exploitation. And he says, okay, now I am the boss. The man from Britain told me what to do. If you are going to enjoy your resources, I have the backing of the British people to cross you, even if you rise up. But if you are going to eat it, some of you must have to play games with me. That is where the elitist thing came. Now, when you talk about elitism, I am asking, did you go to the dictionary to get the proper definition? It is not just those who are educated. It is those who may have been born from royal families, or those whose parents made money and were privileged to enjoy, or those who came into the movie industry and became prominent and popular. That's elitism, being elitist. But that does not mean they have the interest of people at heart. So now these elitist groups that came up, maybe politicians, business moguls, corporate board chairmen, academicians, musicians of reputation, actors and actresses. Now, the only way by which we can is to make
Pastor Living, your voice is now gone because I think you are getting a call coming in.
I recall, yeah. Now, Now, they came to this understanding. I once gave you a diagram of a pyramid. Somebody gave it. That man is against Nnamdi Kanu, but I looked at his analysis. I got something from it, but I'm not with the man. His name is Tony Nadi. He said that the apex of a triangle is the British crown. Below the British crown is the caliphate. Below the caliphate is the constitution, skewed to favor the north and subjection to the caliphate to turn it around at whatever time he wills. And below the constitution, federal government, and below the federal government is the masses. Now, the federal government, at the fronts of the federal government, are the governors and political elites. Then at the base are the masses. Now, listen to me. What I'm getting at, I'm about to close up there. Hang on there. Now, the British tells the caliphate man, you don't have the power to go and exploit these people. You don't have the population, you don't have the manpower, you don't have the technology, you don't have the education. But I'm going to give you on condition that you will exploit these people and pay me my own. So both of us will lead. The only person above you is me. And of course, they crushed the rebellion of the Fulanis. Time passed. Now the Fulanis then came in, brought in a constitution that is structured to favor the North and can be disregarded anytime by the caliphate. That is the reason why the application of the Sharia was superimposed on our own. And nobody said anything because the Sharia is rated above the Nigerian constitution. Now, below the constitution is the federal government that can only work in accordance with the constitution, and the constitution does not allow them to do things. It was not written to favor the people that the federal government is leading. Now, when the Fulani man came to the elitists in the south, they told them, listen, the only way you can make it and eat very well is work with me. As for this, your land was taken over. We have the hand of the British supporting us. And if you refuse, we'll crush your rebellion. And the elitists, why am I saying this? The elites, when they come to America, they do the line. They keep the traffic rules and regulation. They go to work. They clock in and clock out. They do the right thing. But the moment they return to Nigeria, it is the system. It has been programmed and structured to continue. There's no how you can fight against it. Because that very elite that comes away from America, the moment he enters into Nigeria, he has access to that money. And to sustain it, he has to bow to the instruction of the caliphate. Otherwise, he'll be thrown out of the game. Let me give an example. Kensaro Wiwa was an elite. Kensaro Wiwa was a very close friend to Sani Abacha. They used to play golf together in those days in the 2nd Artillery Brigade in Port Harcourt. And then, when the 3rd Marine Commandos, being led by Brigadier Benjamin, they call him the Black Scorpion, who was, when they came to attack the Biafran armed forces, and they were stopped on the way, it was Kensaro Wiwa that led Nigerian soldiers following through the back door on how they could come in and circle around the Biafrans and overtake them. That was what he did. And he did it with the confidence that he had approval from the North. And then what did they do? They promised him a lot of things. They made him the chairman, I think, of the Post Authority, made him a commissioner, gave him abandoned houses, which he wants to Abacha. Abacha was his close friend. The very moment Kensaro Wiwa rose up his head to begin to speak in respect to the order which they had, he became a victim. And they killed him. So the day Kensaro Wiwa was about being killed, he was crying and shouting to those military officers that I want to hear from Abacha. They told him a letter coming from Abacha, which is signed that Kensaro Wiwa should be killed. And they killed him. That same Brigadier Adekunle was overrun by the Biafran troops, and he ran away disguised as a woman, went back to Nigeria, was dishonored, and he died a poor, a wretched man. Kensaro Wiwa's 2 sons, one of them died of COVID. The other one died of an unknown sickness, I think high blood pressure, because of the betrayal against his people. This Kensaro Wiwa was he went to government college Umaya. That's where I studied myself. I went to my secondary school. Government college Umaya. He's an ex-Umaya. He's an Umaya. So this Kensaro Wiwa was in that school under the scholarship of Dr. Michael Opala. He went to Eastern State University. So the moment he raised his head, it is the structure, the system has been structured. If you want to raise your head, they will crush you. That is the problem, the position these governors have found themselves. Some of them are lamenting in their hearts, but they have gone too far, they cannot come back. That is why Nnamdi Kanu is the best alternative for the Igbos. He has not partaken of their money. He has not received their federal appointment. You cannot rope anything to Nnamdi Kanu concerning Nigeria's resources. Now, the 70% you're talking of is this. They have been made to understand that as long as you keep your money and try to be sincere, you won't go anywhere. So they allow you to steal the money and then tell you the best way to keep this money so that when you not go to jail, in case anything comes out, you'll be secure. That's one aspect. The second aspect is selling our national resources to the white man at very, very giveaway prices with a guarantee that in case anything happens, you are safe up there. So these resources that you see going out, it's not just the looting of crude oil that people take and sell overseas. No, principally and basically, it is from the elites who stole and stole and stole. The best way where they can save it is in the white man's land. In case there is a coup, in case there's a revolution, they will run away and go to the white man's land and eat the resources. They never had the interest of the people at heart. That was why they mixed politics and business. Any politician that is elected into office, you see them the last time they elected one governor in the Southwest, they were dancing. The man was dancing in the church. Why was he dancing being a governor? Because he's going to collect money. They see it as business.
Okay. Let me call in Mazi 247. Because we are very much in the house, so we want everybody to. I just want to say that's why I'm not playing much videos, because we have to actually talk and express ourselves, but we should also please, Mazi 247, you see it now. Just like what Pastor Livingstone said, they have to steal, and then they are covered by the colonial masters. Now remember, the intention of the colonial master was actually to steal. That was what they came for. They came to steal and plunder Africa. So now they become a better cover because of their power and everything. They actually cover and secure you for stealing. Now, so these people now, since they have continued, these people have strategically left, but they are still there in form of neo-colonialism. That means colonizing us economically. That's what it is. Now, which this man is actually talking about. Now they move the resources down there and they cover you and they shield you stealing, and also because your stealing helps to secure their own position of stealing, because they actually are in the system too. So now, what do you say about this? Please shed more light on that from where Pastor Livingstone stopped.
Well, thank you. There's something Pastor Livingstone forget to tell Biafrans. The same Kensaro Wiwa was one of the reasons why Biafrans were dealt with squarely. Alanti was the brain behind the blockade of the food items. And the Kensaro Wiwa, he died. Now for Ojukwu Papa house him believe till he died. He just point the house to Nigerian government. I like this house. Then take it. Nobody walks against Biafra or Biafrans and go free. The same people he died with, the same people he worked with to deal with Biafra, to make sure Biafra never come, they were the same people. They cut his neck. Be say they kill him. They cut his neck, come out from his body. When he was dying, he was crying for his best friend. Come, my best friend is on the throne. But his best friend did not go save him. So when you see all these politicians,
his body was even dissolved by acid. They dissolved his body with acid.
They first cut his throat. Yes.
They dissolved his body with acid. It was very shameful, disgraceful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So sometimes people know they see why he died and why he died the way he died. So now, when you see all these governors wait there for Eastern Zone, don't worry. their own turn go come. Now turn by turn. Ken Saro don't talk. Don't collect it. Or maybe now they go sit down, they talk. They betray Biafra. They don't know that they are the ones now doing worse than what Ken Saro did. Now, as me and you they hear the talk now, I the talk. Now few Biafrans go listen. Now few Eastern people go listen to us. Why? Because they go say, hey, this one, you know, get better studio. Now see as they there. See this one, no wear suit. See this one, no. See as they there, hungry people. They are just bloggers. But if we dress there for one big studio now, put one big screen, do them, they lie. They lie. You will see them, they will come. That is. If you listen to that man, he said, if you, they don't want you, they want somebody will come with the big car. That is why when they see Mazen Nandi Kalu, they say, waiting this one go give us. That is why they will tell you Simon Ekpa is a criminal in Finland. That is why they will tell you Simon Ekpa cannot come to Nigeria. Why? He cannot come and throw Naira for them to fight over 10 Naira notes. And the son will die. Fighting for 10 Naira notes. Our people mentality, they don't watch and watch and watch and watch and put coin inside, they know the work again. Now, in the terms of taking what belongs to us outside, selling, he says 70%. I'm even saying it's 95% of what belongs to Africa is outside Africa. Now, let me tell you, check all the politicians, all their assets abroad. All their assets. And abroad, I'm telling you, no one is in Africa. All of them is out. They are all outside Africa. They build hotel in you will see it's only Africans you will see that will own a big 5-star hotel in Europe. They will own 5-star hotel in UK, in Asia, in America, in Canada, name it. They will have an African man will own a bank in Western world. And did you know the surprising thing? They will just build the whole thing. They invested all the money, but they will be given a percentage at the end of every year. Their papa know they work there. Their brother know they work there. They don't have anything they benefit from there. Only that at the end of every year, we'll give you certain amount of money. That is what they get. And the ones that die, that money, that one where they give them, that small one where they receive, the whole money, it don't go. That was why when Abacha died, they are saying Abacha money, loot. And they look at Obasanjo, where saw Abacha loot. Obasanjo is only revenging what Abacha did to him. Now revenge. Now he make and go fight, may they bring Abacha. Why no fight, may they bring Babangida own come? Why no fight up? Listen, Biafras, make on an open eye. Don't look at people because they can drive on private jet, Look at them for what they can give you, what they are bringing to you. Not coming to promise you, I will defend the Constitution with all my life. No, we have passed that era. We are in the era of giving you peace. And giving you peace, that is peace. That is when you hear peace. Peace, complete peace, undiluted peace. In a place where you will have right to talk. In a place where you will be walking on the road. When you are crossing the road, nobody will beat you. Nobody's entourage will beat you or carry your motor and throw inside bush. Because you don't get money, you see that your motorcycle, you go the driver, that president you go come out, he go let you cross before you cross, because there will be no entourage to throw you and your keke inside bush. That is where we are looking for. That is the kind of city we want. That is the paradise on earth we are looking for. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. In fact, you brought me to the last phase of what we're going to be talking about. This is the kind of, you have just explained the kind of paradise we want, the kind of system we want, and the kind of structure we want, and the kind of lifestyle we want. That brings us to a very key point, because to achieve this, then it simply means that there is something very critical we must do. We must move the minds of the people from the point of the Nigerianist style, the concept of the thinking of the Nigerianists. That means we have to do some surgery on the minds of Nigerians, not on the brain, on the minds of Nigerians. Now, or let's say so-called Biafrans. Let's call them Biafrans because they are Biafrans. We are looking at Biafrans first before Nigeria as a whole. But of course, of the freedom of everybody. Now, as concerning the mindset of the people, because after now we're going to go into some of the posts of the people. We just make some analysis, and then we now close this session because we're already out of time. Now, Mazi Chick Survivor, let me bring you first before Mazi Okonkwo will come on that. We are talking about a kind of Biafra we want. Now, I want you to point out, what do you think, in your opinion, is the problem with the mindset of an average Nigerian? Because I want to bring everybody together now under that contraption. The mindset of an average Nigerian and how they can free themselves from that mindset so that we can get this kind of nation that we want. You're muted. You're muted. Please check your system. I think you're muted. Yes.
Thank you, my brother, on that very topic you brought in. You see, we really have to do a lot of work. That's why most time I tell people that we in the media, our work is just starting. Even after we must have gotten Biafra, that is when we will start the major job to change the mindset of our people. So many of Biafrans have been in this zoological republic for a very long time that they are now thinking like the zoo themselves. We have a lot of work. Even after Biafra have been gotten, we have a lot of work to do to reset the mindset of our people. You know, when you are in a certain place for a very long time, you begin to see that place as the best you can get. You begin to see it as the best you can get, not knowing that there are beautiful things more than what you are seeing already. And so many of us, sometimes I don't blame them because they don't have any option. They don't have any option. It's just like when you were talking about people giving bribery to get a work, get a job. It has become the system. And people have been there for a very long time. They now believe that with your money, you can get anything, even when you're not qualified. After all, your own child who is here in the southern part of Nigeria, who has scored 300 in his JAMB, cannot get admission. Meanwhile, somebody in the north is getting admission with 50 marks only. And those who are opportune to get a job in the south, they will only pay a bribe. And that bribe has become a system acceptable by all, including our fellow Biafrans. It has become a system. Even Biafrans collect bribe from their fellow Biafrans to give them a job. We have a lot of work to do. We have been in this system for a very long time, and so many brains have been damaged. The media, our work have not started though. Yes, sir. We will start the major work after we have gotten Biafra to reset the mindset of our people, to make them know the kind of Biafra we want to establish. A place where the rule of law will take place.
Yeah, Mazis Chick Survival. There's something I want you to do. I want us, everyone here on the panel here, pick a particular point you think that you can identify in the mindset of a Nigerian, and that has to be surgically removed so that we can get the kind of Biafra we want. Just pick a point, somebody else will pick another point, and all of that, so that we can help Biafrans to see how, because when you tell them you change our mindset, they see it as bogus. They don't even understand from what point do we change our mindset? How do we change? Just mention one, tell them this is it, and this is how it has destroyed us. Then this is how you are going to bring it back to, the opposite of it. Now utilize it to become and to make a new nation that we want to at least have a renewed Biafra, because we already have Biafra. So please do that for us, please, in just 2 minutes.
Okay, when you come to that, I think on that side, I'm going to choose the issue of, let me say, the issue of, the issue of somebody, let me say, qualification. Whatever qualification you got, whatever thing you are qualified for, you are going to get job according to what you are qualified. Not hoping on maybe using money to buy influence.
Quality. Yeah.
Using money, people now believe in Nigeria that money can answer all questions. Even when you are well qualified for a thing, something that you cannot be able to get. Money can give it to you in Nigeria. That's why people, just like when I was talking about education, our youth no longer believe in education anymore because they believe when you have money, you can get it all. People who are even in university, they don't go to classes. They don't attend the class. At the end of the day, they're going to come out with flying colors. Money has become the rule of the day. When Biafra comes, it's not going to be the same way. You have to work hard to earn everything you have to earn in Nigeria, in Biafra land. You earn it by your hard work. We have to let people know that hard work pays. Hard work pays.
Thank you
because
so much.
in the zoo, hard work no longer pays.
Thank you so much. You made a very vital point. That means what you're saying is, in the zoo, you have been working and getting things, get your way, in other ways, anyways, trying to manipulate to get things. But in the Biafra we are creating, you have to drop that attitude and begin to think about getting things the right way. So that's a very critical point. Matthew Okonkwo, please take it up from there. Point you want them to identify that they are doing wrong in Nigeria and that they have to drop. And then when they come to Biafra, it becomes something else, and it will pay better than what they even have in Nigeria, and to give them peace of mind at the same time.
Thank you, Mazi. When Pastor Livingstone was speaking before, he talked about, I don't want to go there, but I just want to point what we're supposed to hit on. Because Pastor Livingstone, he raised a very point. Sustaining the system of Nigeria means keeping the constitution, which brought us to all these characters that I want to point out based on this question. See, I'm a Bible student, and the Bible said, let this mind be in you. And that's taken from the book of, I think, Philippians 2, if you're reading from verse 5 to 11. So there, if you are a Christian, look into that mirror. That's where you can find the kind of mindset we have. The Bible says, let this mind be in you, which is in Christ Jesus. Number one thing that I have to point out is we must deal with covetousness. That is the main thing. 2 Timothy 3, if you're reading from verse 4, you can see the characters. The Bible says, from such people run away. Man of God is here. From such people run away. Then my question is this. We cannot enter with an old mindset of Nigeria to a new Biafra, like Chief Survivor have said. First of all, as we are speaking now, the mind, I could say, restoration has started. Begin to focus your mind on the new Biafra. A man who has a bag of sand cannot run a race. This mind has to be in us, a mind of love. We must not be conversions, just like our politicians, just like Peter Obidem. This kind of people can never follow us to this new Biafra. By the time they follow us to new Biafra, we will start to deal with the old serpent. And the Bible also that I read said that you cannot put the old wine with the new wine. There must be a separation between the old and the new. And that is the stage where we are now. If we are talking about Biafra, we cannot carry Nigeria into Biafra. Because the reason why God commanded Saul to destroy a certain nation without remaining them, God said destroy. Is it, I think, Joshua chapter 11, either 2011 or 11:20. He said destroy them, exterminate them without mercy. And we are exterminating covetousness. We are exterminating proud. We are exterminating, I could say, lovers of money, conceited heart. These are the things we have to deal with if we have to move into Biafra, and the job has started right now. Thank you, my brothers and sisters. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We are identifying the problems, the cancer on the mind of an average Biafran or a Nigerian, and we want to conduct surgery and we want to help them to identify what the problem. We are conducting diagnosis now. We want them to see what the problem is in Nigeria and what you have to do to change it to become better. Mazi 247, I want to bring in here before I bring in Mazi Raf into this to talk about this also. Mazi 247, conduct a surgery on Biafrans or Nigerians.
Well, number one thing is we have to be renewed, Our mindset must be renewed. We go born again. That is, we go born again. Nobody go enter Biafra with the old person. And when I talk this, what I mean be this. You go enter Biafra if you like all the whole money in this world. You go enter Biafra build your company or factory, before you employ a lady, you will test her. You know, go happen for Biafra. In Biafra land, there will be nothing like politicians coming into office to bring their families to inherit the government property. You know, go happen. In Biafra, there will be nothing like a quota system. There will be nothing like you after school. Maybe some people after you in Biafra, you can never have a graduate that will travel abroad to do prostitution for money. It will not happen. In Biafra, there will never be a graduate, man or woman, that will go and die in desert because they are trying to cross over to the Western world to look for greener pasture, because that greener pasture will be there in Biafra land waiting for you. And you don't need to fail because a lecturer, because you refuse to sleep with lecturer, no, or because you don't have enough money to pay lecturer, you will not fail. You will only fail because you did not study well. You will only fail because you failed to study, you failed to pass. In Biafra land, justice rule. Thank you.
Oh my. You see, I can see that Biafrans who are concurrent to this.
There was one. Yes. Sorry for interrupting. There was one of our sisters. She said, first of all, we have to stop eating Fulani cow meat. It has a lot of influence on our mindset. Thank you.
Oh my
exactly. God. I agree.
One of my sisters.
Please take it up from here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for bringing me in. I'm very sorry I did not observe protocol from the beginning. I appreciate everyone on the platform. And I appreciate my elder brother, Pastor Emeka Livingstone. Thank you so much. It's nice to have you. Although you have, I'm in the way, I've not heard from you for a long time, but it's all the same. I appreciate you, my elder brother. Thank you so much, Survivor. Awesome. Thank you so much. I like your open-mindedness,
Rafa, don't worry. Now, Emeka face to be now stone face.
Such a wonderful brother, and Mazios Okonkwo Agon. Thank you so much. And while we were, talking, I had to scribble down 3 points that is actually affecting our mindset, and if we can address this, we are good to go. The first point I put here is that there's this mentality of if you cannot beat them, you join them. If you cannot beat them, you join them. It has eaten deep into our system. That is what has killed the integrity of our system. See people that you see them standing for integrity, like the person that our brother Survivor mentioned before, that Pharaoh to me of a guy. When you hear them vibrating, you see that think that these people are actually standing for truth. But they will vibrate and vibrate and vibrate. If you get to a point, you see, if you cannot beat them, let us join them. But we are going to make sure we change this mentality, and that is what people are seeing in the lives of Mazi Simon Ekpa, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and this autopiloted IPOB. These are dogged, rugged people with mental toughness. Nothing will shake us. We are determined to get what we want, and we'll go for it. Even if it matters, let it rain. That's why when we used to sing, when Christianity was Christianity, I was singing that Miri Maramu Ebene so Jesu.
What is Christianity now?
Ebene so Jesu. Miri Maramu no Maramu with Ebene so Jesu. Kerumo Aganamo. There's another one that says Unu were walile enwerewem Jesus. Enwerewem Jesus. Enwerewem yai. But these days you don't see them in action these days. For us to have a new society, a new kingdom, a Biafra that will work, if you cannot beat them, we join them, must be destroyed completely. If you are looking for people that have such attributes, look at Mazi Simon Ekpa, emulate him. Look at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, emulate him. Right there, you know how much they have offered Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Do you think if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have accepted what they offered, do you think we'll still be talking today? Do you think all these things that they are talking about, Simon Ekpa collected bribe, 20 million, 250 million. He collected 25 billion from Tinubu. You think we'll still be talking about against Nigeria today? So that particular mentality must be destroyed. And another one is the survival of the fittest. You see people, trying to cut corners. just because they want to survive. We have to destroy it. If you come in Europe, people stand in queue when they are going for something, and they must maintain it. You don't see people trying to beat the gun so that they will get it before you.
Police will say, Roger me now.
Yes, that mentality of survival of the fittest, that means strong pass. If you block road, anybody will want to call you jack him, and then that strong. No, the Bible says the race is not to the swift. No, how do you, Pastor Mecca, how does it say it? But
Yeah,
the race
correct.
my chance.
It's not the
Correct.
strength, neither is the battle for the strong.
Yeah, you see, so we are not going, like our brother Ugo said, we are not going to be selective in Biafra. We are going to take those that are capable, efficient, those that can deliver. It is not Imamadu. Imamadu is what has killed us so far. So we are going to destroy that particular mindset. The last one, but not the least, that is on my scribbled letter here is live and for God. Let us pray. God will do it. You cannot do anything. God is the one that will do it. No, God has given us the ability to do it. That's why Master Madekwa said that Biafra is not coming by prophecy. Biafra is not coming by prediction. Biafra is coming by plan. We have planned to get Biafra, and we are going to get it whether the devil likes it or not. Thank you, Umuchineke.
Oh my. In fact, it's just like we should just continue to talk about this, because Biafrans are getting the message strongly. If you look at the comment section, you'll see how strong they're getting the message.
Sorry, Kelechi, somebody just called me now, Kelechi, and then the person is asking a question that if we get into Biafra, are we going to have Biafran police force as well as Nigerian police force?
Well, that's well, maybe I will call Mazi Sonia Parawa to answer that question. Mazi Sonia, please, can you answer that question for us? Before you make your submissions, please answer that question for us. Mazi Sonia, are you here, please? Mazi Sonia, are you here? Okay, maybe he's not been here. I've been calling him. Okay, now, Pastor, that question is interesting. But before you come with that question, maybe I'll tell Mazi, and Raf, can you answer that question, because you were just the last.
Immediately you just put Nigeria join the team, you just hit me off balance. You don't need to, like Mazi Austin has said, you can't put a new one into an old bottle, onto an old man's team. Don't bring Nigeria. And in fact, as far as Nigeria has it as Nigerian police force, we are going to have a unique name for our police force. You cannot, we don't want anything that will make that mentality of Nigeria to come back into our system. To fiakwa. Somebody said to fiakwa.
Do you know that in other nations, they don't include force to their police? They say service, police service, this
service. It's only Nigeria that have force.
It's force.
Everything is force. Everything is force.
Before I bring Pastor Livingstone to actually give us his own, and Mazi 247, 1 minute. Answer that question, please. All of us, we're going to answer that question. Let me see what's on your mind on that question. let's answer that question.
Honestly, this is my life. No only Nigeria knows say police get force with full arm, and because of that force, they are using force on people.
Even
use force. Not only Nigeria go tell you say we are inviting you to the station, handcuff dey your hand. The invitation no force. Only Nigeria go write you letter, say they are inviting you, and the letter you no go see. The only thing you go see na policemen wey don come bundle you, throw you inside one bag of or boot or one kabu.
Midnight, they'll come in the midnight. They'll come in the midnight, kill some people.
Anytime they can come and break your, only Nigeria police will come and break your door.
Like Okorocha's house.
Mazi, God, you see what they did to Okorocha? Where is Okorocha today?
All of them follow.
My God and my Lord. My Lord and my Father.
Oh my God, Holy Spirit help me. Holy Ghost help me. I say, this one know who be Holy Ghost and Holy Spirit. Anyway, the truth is that in Biafra, we will have police. but not police force.
Not
Thank
police
you.
force. No guns. Mazaman
All
has
right,
made
thank you
it
so
clear.
much for that. Thank you so much. Mazi Chick Survivor, please say something about that. Just 1 minute.
My brother, on that very question, I think Mazin Nandekano himself have answered that question about the kind of police force we're going to get. Mazin Nandekano answered it in one of the questions I answered. Somebody asked that a question
Police
in a
force.
program he hosted. Mazin Nandekano answered it. He said that we cannot have such kind of a thing in Biafra land. We are going to have a police in Biafra land, a police that will not even, you won't see our police with guns. He went for to say, you won't see our military anywhere. You won't see our military in the street walking the way you see in the zoo. It won't happen. And in our police, you're not going to see anything police force. You will see the police, but you will not see them with guns or forcing people or beating people around. Mazin Nandi can answer that question clearly.
Yes, he did.
So if anybody is trying to say maybe they should better stop comparing Biafra with anything at all. Don't compare Biafra with anything called Zoological Republic. No, we don't have comparison. You don't have to. You don't compare it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mazi Austin, please say something about that 1 minute. Then.
Correct. I think my comrades are answering the thing, but let me go in another way. Pastor Emeka will answer it. I want to tell some people are asking the way we are vibrating today because we have 125 days to go, Pastor Emeka.
That's it.
And you know, in the book of Judges, chapter number 14, during the time like this, Samson gave a riddle, which Pastor Emeka can explain. He said, out of the strong comes something to eat, or something like that is a way. And this is a riddle. I want us to focus on the goal. The reason why we are standing like this, we are not looking back. We are getting Biafra. Instead of these people to be killing our men, this is not the question, but I want to motivate your heart to tell you why we are here. We must not look back. Our spokesperson have said it all. Our own mother is standing with us. Autopilot media team, we have received the anointing of the Holy Ghost to march this Biafra into where we're going and not looking back. And that is my contribution to what you have asked. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Pastor Winston, I'm going to bring you up now. Before I say something, you remember one time we were discussing, we talked about, this issue of, when we were looking at the issue from Constitution, we talked about something. We said, we talked about lobbying. Now, I want to bring it into your mind as you also try to analyze some things that actually are pronounced in the context of Nigeria, which we want to surgically remove from the minds of the people so that they will understand that in Biafra, it's not going to happen. I want to also introduce that word lobbying. There's this lobbying, Imam Madu, you lobby to get to some stuff. What do you have to say about that?
I am.
Yes.
To be taken in defining or explaining this word lobbying.
Pastor Livingston, please, I don't know whether you have
try
to
and see if you can go out and come back.
Please go out and come in. Your audio is very, very poor.
I want to hear you.
Are you here?
Are you hearing me?
No, please go out. Go out and
come in again.
The audio is very bad. Just go out and come in, please. It's going to be better when you go out and come in. Okay, say something. Let's see whether it will actually work.
Can you guys hear?
He has to go out and come back.
Okay.
Mazugo, do you see that my platform is working on this platform? All the platform will give me the better.
We don't know what have happened to you. We've been calling you, but you've not been here. And so maybe you just take about 4 minutes, to actually maybe make contributions on the matters you've heard so far, and then work on that, conduct surgery on Biafrans now, all Nigerians, because in Biafra we're going to have a new system, new structure. So just have 4 minutes to do that, because we have gone out of our time. We're supposed to close in 2 hours max, but we're out of the time. Please just go on from there, please.
Yeah. Please, okay. This coming up. Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, Master Sonny, please hold on. Let Pastor Livingston conclude, and then he's here already. So please hold on. Please,
can you hear me now?
Very loud and clear. Go on, please.
Okay. You see, to lobby, there are 2 ways to it. There are 2 ways of one angle of lobbying is to bribe so as to get your programs done, even though the program is not right. But the other aspect of lobbying is trying to convince somebody with superior argument without monetary inducement or anything. So I'm very careful not to make any kind of definition or explanation that can put us in a tight corner in that lobbying. But if it is the lobbying that they have in Nigeria, that's not going to happen in
Yeah,
Biafra.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
We have
Yes.
we have a new nation, and then we are going to have a police force, quite all right. And in respect to the police not carrying ammunition, that is the ideal society. Looking at the possibility, it is expedient that the police might have carry arms in case they have to confront. In every society, you have miscreants. Even though the Biafra is coming, we are coming at the development stage where we have to put things in place, and it takes us up to about 20 years to structure Biafra into what we want it to be. Without, and of course, don't rule out the fact that there could be mistakes here and there, which we have to make adjustments or correct. Please don't rule that one out. And then, in respect to what we want for Biafra, the kind of society we want, all of you have just echoed the hearts of Biafrans. And the response that the Biafrans are writing there shows you that we are people ready and prepared for that new orientation. It happens that we have to draw a program of national orientation to change the mindset of Biafrans 180 degrees, not 360. 360 returns back to that point. 180 is, as I'm looking at you, I turn this way and go to the other direction of a new lifestyle that will help our country, our nation to be great. Yes, I agree with it. There shall be a national orientation. And as a matter of fact, we are working towards that, trying to develop a program for Biafran people. It has not been easy. We're trying to put our heads together and bring out something that will be presented to Biafrans. They will become true Biafrans, Biafra first in everything you're doing. John F. Kennedy, when he came into government, said, do not ask what America can do for you, but what you can do for America. We want to build up Biafrans who see their nation with the spirit of ultra-nationalism, excellent patriotic spirit, that if you ask them to do something, they do it well. You want to give them bribe, they say no. They can help police arrest a criminal. Biafrans that have the desire to see that the right things are done. If you are in office, you discharge your duties excellently. And if you are read to pass, because there will be no expo, like people have said. That's the Biafra we're looking for. I believe we are going to get it. And one thing that shall be in our minds, Biafra first. Biafra first. Biafra first. If we have that spirit, we will not tolerate incompetence. We will not tolerate bribery and corruption. We will not tolerate IM. We will not tolerate mediocrity. It's only the best that can have it. Thank you very much.
Pastor Livingston, please hang on. Pastor Okonkwo has a question.
Pastor Livingston,
for you. Just 1 minute.
Pastor Livingston, we're talking about creating a new kind of people. How are we going to start? Are we going to implement it in our constitution, or through how are we going? Is it the constitution? Because mankind are very difficult. Is it through our laws that we can bend people? Because we cannot bend any human being without the law. What do you think?
It's not a matter of bending. It's a matter of policy and principle. It shall be in our constitution. We are working on that already. Very, very important. Whatever structure a nation is formed or built upon is the constitution that is the foundation. Upon that to begin to build. And of course, by the grace of God, as the constitution comes out, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, by God's grace, should be the first leader of Biafra who is going to set a good example. We will follow during that period for subsequent administrations till their kingdom come. So we must definitely have a constitution. That is the roadmap to how a nation is constituted and shall continue and shall succeed. We'll have it. But then, apart from that, we are going to form a program of national orientation. One, for children. And number two, a national reorientation for all adults. That is for the adults, there shall be a 180-degree storm. But for the children, it's a new deal. If you have seen how Japanese children are trained, when they wake up in the morning, they greet you, they respect you, they eat in the dining hall, clean the place up. They understand that reading, passing will give them better position in society. That is orientation for children. Right from childhood, we have a program which we are going to draw up for that. But God will help us. It's very challenging. But like I said, we are going to have a national reorientation program which will, like the Jews have the kibbutz. The kibbutz is a kind of program that enables every Jewish man maybe to go into farming or go into one profession or the other that will help you become reasonable. But at the back of your mind or at the prime of your head is Israel first, in defense of the Israeli country, the Biafran nation. Whether you are from this party or this party in Biafra, the most important thing is Biafra first.
Thank you so much, sir, for that submission. Great, 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 great. We have the orientation, we have the reorientation, and we are going to maximally conduct these things. And of course, if we want to actually get these things right, you must have principles imbibed in the Constitution.
But I was not responding.
Position. Yes, I'm going to bring him up now. Mazi Sonia Parawa. It's critical here because okay, please change the Israeli. Okay, well, that would be difficult for me to do now, anyways.
Coming out.
Yeah. So, Mazi Sonia, you have 4 minutes, please. Just say what you have to say because we have said so many things. I know you have some things on your mind, and then you now apply this surgery technique here, where we identify a problem that is amongst our people, and we are saying in the new nation, this is what you have to deal with. So please go on from here.
Is my voice coming out clear?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Not in my.
It's a problem with your audio.
Location.
It's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem.
That is check if my voice.
That's a problem. That's a problem. It's not coming out well. I don't know whether we can hear him very well. From here, I'm not getting him well.
He can call on the phone and make contribution. It's bad.
Okay, please. If you can call on the phone, I don't know if you can call on. Maybe I should send you a number to call, or you call from anywhere.
Yeah,
anybody.
While we wait on him, one thing again the Biafrans to do is we are going to encourage being innovative. Any man that can produce anything will be encouraged and supported.
Yes.
Whether you can design aeroplane or electric bulb or needle, or you have the idea on how to design a plug or the engine block, or maybe to design anything. Like we have some young boys who are not educated. I don't want to use the word creative, but okay, that's fine. I'm talking about being innovative. We will like it. Biafrans will support you. They will have a government that has a program in place for the people. Very, very seriously minded government.
In fact,
technology, we shall beat India within a short time. We shall develop our own.
Pastor Livingstone, let me put something here. Abarawa is calling. You know, our religious people has to play the major role on this.
Because you can call. Who are you calling?
Let me put Abarawa Sone is online with us.
Before he comes in, I want to say something. Before he comes in, now the truth about it is that the technological development of Biafra land is going to be very unique, because that is why on my platform every Thursday I dedicated it to the issue of skills, ideas, and talent, and all of that. I call it Recreating Biafra. You know, I want to see how we're going to be featuring young Biafrans or people who have something to offer on every Thursday, because we understand this is the most important part of our development after orientation and reorientation. Very, very important, because when you engage the people in the concept of orientating them and reorientating them, you need to engage them along the line of what they can do, their abilities, their skills, their aptitude, and their personality development, and order. If you don't do that, you are going to miss it. As much as you are, orientating them and all of that and reorientating them, you have to bring in their skill, their gifts, and all of that together, and it helps to strengthen this whole thing.
Let us allow Abarawa Sone to speak.
Yes, Sonny, please go on.
Please go on. Thank you, sir.
Salutations to all of you from here. Mazi Ugo, Mazi Kelechi, Mazi Chuk Survivor, Mazi Menka Livingstone, Mazi Okonkwo, Mazi Rafael Ajare. I think I spotted Obiko there before, and whoever I didn't spot, please pardon me. I salute you all, and I salute Biafrans from wherever you're watching from. Abarawasone is not in the studio because it's not in its normal location. That's why I've been struggling to kind of hook up, but it's not been easy. I'm happy that I finally got through with this phone call. All right, let me chip in some things. Let me start from Nigeria don't finish. Nigeria don't finish in the sense that the people that created Nigeria actually set the pace, and then they worked on their agenda, and it has been working out for them. Just for the sole aim of creating oil and gas at the expense of our lives. Recently, you have seen that the template that was written down just got distorted. And they came to realize that the people that they have been using for their feed, because they actually use some set of people as their feed, have actually risen up and opened their eyes to the data, and they are ready to take it by force. What did you say? What happened in Afghanistan is about to take place. When the video you played where the white man said, Nigeria is like when they say, big man to come enter, you will come with bicycle. You don't get choice to do anything because you don't follow the political class. It is very, very true. And let us connect it to what just happened in MNK's case. We had 3 judges that sat upon the verdict of MNK's appeal court, which said discharged and acquitted. After that was done, the caliphate and the political class refused to heed to that call and to release MNK. What did they do? Their masters, their slave masters, gave them another strategy to draft out something else. Are you aware that all those chief judges have been removed from that court, and then every other cabinet members have also been removed from there, and then they use another set of people to sit down in the last court proceeding, which made them to get a stay on the execution of the court pronouncement against the will of the people. Self-determination is not a crime. It is universally accepted by everybody that says they know what the human lives is all about. So this also goes in line with what the man said, that until the revolution happens, until the people's mind are revolutionized, all of you cannot be free. It's not only specifically pointed to Africa, but it has to start from Nigeria. Because if it doesn't start from Nigeria, then there will be no liberation for any African man. And Biafran people will be the one to lead the road. Now, talking about the lifeless and the wordless name, Buhari. When you people were talking about Buhari being being in the circle, that is what they should have used to disqualify our agitation. SMNK told them, if you can give me Buhari, on a live interview, we will back down. do you know why? Do you know why they cannot bring it up? Because Nigeria don't finish. Nigeria don't finish. That is why they cannot bring that up. And also, Buhari's life or his burial is not important to Biafrans now, because we have crossed the Rubicon and we have gotten to a point of no return. That is why Biafrans now no longer look faces. They do. They see them. That is the way they go see. The other point is that is it the same impostor, or is it US or UK said the election will show the stance on democracy? They should not be talking about democracy. They should be talking about retrogressy. Retrogressy. That is what they should be talking about, not democracy, because there is no democracy. If there had been democracy, will MNK be behind bars in the first place? Everyone that they shut their mouth off and then they put them behind bars, they are all there because there is no democracy. If there was no democracy, or if they were to be democracy, would they have to go and bring someone that did not even have number 1 or 2 in an election, and then they brought the president to come and become the first president? The imposter in Nasarawa that we are even calling his name, how did he get into power? Did they use democracy to get him into power? No. How did they whisk Goodluck Jonathan out of power?
Obama.
Was it was it a democracy that played out for them before they brought it in? Okay, we are now talking about having a separate state and expunging one Nigeria from Biafra land, because it is not actually Biafra that is in Nigeria. It is Nigeria that is in Biafra land. We need to expunge them. Because we had existed many years and many centuries ago before they then came and then forced us together against our will. So it is our own power to expunge them out of Biafra land. That is why we are ready to do everything possible to make sure it comes to happen. Nigeria don't finish in the sense that we are talking about independence nation. If there were to be democracy, as they claim that election will showcase democracy, we would have sat down on a table and then we talk peacefully like French men. At the end of the day, we would have shook hands and then we say, let us take a French leave. We drink and then we sign document and then we go our separate ways, because we are talking about democracy and practicing democracy. So there is no democracy, and it's not election that is going to show democracy. Election is only going to show a show of force that is going to happen, which they will do it against people's will, and that is what has always been happening. So Biafran people are against election, and it is no go area for you to even come close to Biafra land to say you want to conduct election. Let us go to the southeastern Efulefus that we have as rulers and leaders, because they are one of the biggest problems that we have. When Simon gave them a breathing space, when he said every leader in Biafra land from this moment should not be seen or counted as our enemies, he was actually giving them a favor for them to repent. Did you know that they have disappointed that opportunity? They have. And what they have done now is what has really shown the Biafran people that they are up against their own people. And there is no indication whatsoever that can exonerate them from whatever is going to happen anytime from now. Because you cannot be saying that they are killing your people and yet you went to tell the same terrorists, come back again, come and kill them more in the name of I want to have more security patrolling along the communities. When the ones that you brought in the name of a Bubahagu and AVG and a weather forest guard and whatever that you call them, they were all infiltrated of the Fulani foot soldiers, killing people and maiming them and raping them. The worst is that when they rape a man, after raping the man, they will cut the man to pieces, while the women use them. So the same way that they treat Namal, when they finish sleeping with Namal, is the same thing that they do to human being. And who aided and abetted all these things? The Efulefu governors and leaders that we have in Southeast. The one way pen me pass be say, since the appeal court pronounced that MNK according to the law should be released, we saw every other persons, even people from the north, some of them were talking about the decisions of the appeal court in favor of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But these Efulefu leaders that we have in the East, they never said a word. That alone proves something to you all. They now waited to see the next game that the Zoo government, the caliphate, like that white man said in that video, are going to play and bring on the table. Let us also remember that after that appeal court judgment, we were hearing kebu that our leaders and rulers in the East are actually persuading the Zoo government not to release Emeng, that they should release him, that it is going to be dangerous. And we have just seen the result of that kebu play out now. We were not taking that kebu serious. This is for you to understand that the enemies you have inside is even more dangerous than the enemies that you have outside.
Yes, sir.
Because they are the ones that will show them the route into the house. So they did not come out to persuade the Zoo government for them to enforce their court order to release MNK.
1 more minute, Barawa. 1 more minute. 1 more minute, sir.
Yeah, I'm rounding up. Now, they decided to wait, and then they only came out when they had the same Zoo government now say they are looking for political solution. The same political solution which they ran away before, they now come back again now when they see that all the tools that they tried to use has failed them. This is a clear indication for you to see that these people are only playing into the template given to them by the caliphate, which is in line with the statement that white man said, the political class. It is so disheartening that it is the masses that suffers the brunt of one Nigeria, but it is not the rich. That is why they need to be brought to book. And Woto will still continue, because in the month of November is going to be a new dimension.
For sure.
Thank you.
I was here with us, so you know, Komoto, only network will disturb.
Please be Biafrans. In fact, we know we have taken your time, and we know we are doing this for our nation, for our freedom. We have the numbers there. We have 2 numbers. Any of them you can call right away. We just want to take only 2 calls. Before
2 intelligent calls. 2 intelligent calls.
Very intelligent. Very intelligent.
You don't know what we're talking. Don't come here to talk another thing. We just want people to go bread.
Before the panel begins to round off, we take 1 minute to just round off quickly, say what we have to say briefly, 1 minute each. We want to get just 2 succinct calls. 2 succinct calls. 2, just 2. 2 people who can just, say something very, very reasonable and of wisdom. We just send it now, and then we take it now. Any of the numbers there on the screen, just call that number. Any of the numbers you can call right now. We're waiting. In the next 1 minute, if there's no call, we can round off, because we know some people are looking at their data. All of this. We understand all of that. That is why we want Biafra, so that we can have enough data, in the zoo, and to do what you have to do at any time. This is already 2 hours, 30 minutes, precisely 2 hours, 30 minutes. We have really taken much of the time, and most of you need to do some other things too. So please, just 2 calls. You can call any of the numbers on the screen, and then we just have you speak to us for 1 minute each, and then we round off quickly, and then we wait for the next joint broadcast that is going to be coming up on Friday. Remember, the joint broadcast is always Mondays and Fridays.
And our prayer team Sunday.
Okay, prayer. Yes, prayer team on Sunday too. We have the prayer team, praying, and of course, towards the evening, you have the prayer team praying. And please remember also to subscribe to every channel of the Autopilot Media, IPOB Media team. Subscribe to every channel that you're wherever you are. As you go, just go to each of our channels. You can see the names, of course. There, you just subscribe, and then you be part of it.
I think I have the first caller. Please, caller. 1 minute is enough. If you're still, I will cut you off. And it's not to be rude. Go on. Definitely. Good evening. And please, can you move away from the device by which you're using to call us?
Yes,
okay,
I'm trying to.
All right.
I'm trying to bring it down.
Go on.
I said a lot of things. I sent to Brother Okonkwo, Mazi Okonkwo.
Correct.
I said, number 1, we must switch back the brains of our people by stopping them from eating cow meat and suya.
Okay.
Number 2, if a professor comes to the class and once after teaching, when a student writes a paper, those that will go to parties, they will pass. Those that don't even attend classes will pass. Those innocent people, because I was a victim. Innocent people like us that put our head and struggle and suffer. Professor will say, you will pass when you give me your body. Any student that reports a professor, that professor must go to jail. If you don't put policies in place, you cannot control the people. Another one is that if you go to any office to ask for government of documents, and somebody wants you to pay him or her, half of the money I wanted to use to do something back home, because I went to government office to ask for paper, they stole from me in the name of bribe. Half of that money, I couldn't do that project again. So if you don't give that bribe, they will tell you openly that they are not paid. So when we cross over and you come to office to collect documents, ordinary documents that you don't even need to pay, they say you have to give us bribe or else you won't get it. This is face to face. It's not hidden. Another one, when there is time for employment, every management that asks a girl to sleep with them. Because if you don't carry it out and it comes to the news that people are now being fired for doing this, people's ears and brain is like so dull. They don't even, they were born in this crooked nation. They have grown in this crooked nation. They don't understand what it means to reverse. So examples has to be shown by television, showing that this is, and that is why I love what Simon Epa did. He said those of us that live abroad, we should send our resumes for us to set the pace.
Thank you, ma. Thank you. You have made your point, ma. You have made your point, ma. Thank you.
Master Kumpa, why don't you allow her? Let her just.
Okay, go on.
Just allow her finish up.
All right,
Just
go
allow
on.
her
Finish your
finish up.
sentence. Go on. Thank you.
Yes, the Western world, they are using the policies to judge their case. Immediately you come to court, they ask you, is this right in the policy? You say no. Judges don't speak much. If you read my resume, I have sent my resume, I have worked with police, I have worked with courts, I have worked with prison. I'm teaching in the university.
Yes.
So if you come to the court, they ask you, is this applicable to what the law says? You say no. But that you want to do it that way, they say case closes, next person. They don't have time to talk to you because you have answered it. There's money. So if we do not set a pace, we cannot achieve anything. So there must be law in place to guide people. And people must be prosecuted, punished. Even if in 6 months, you are an ex-convict. So you have to wait. See, people live in this all their life. They don't know otherwise. So it's not their fault. So thank you.
Thank you.
These things you are saying now. In fact, I want to say something about what she's saying now, right now. In fact, in the Constitution of Biafra, I think it's been captured by Pastor Livingston can bear witness. These facts are being captured. These things are being captured.
Yeah, for long time she has been saying it. She writes me every time. Yes.
Yes, you don't just come.
Kelechi.
Yes.
Yes. Tell that woman whatever suggestions she has. You know, I know we've gone far with the Constitution, but whatever suggestions she has, she can direct it to using one of those numbers so that we can look into it. Yes. Although we have gone far. So it's appreciated. Thank you very much.
Madam, please, you can forward the whatever suggestions you have. Just put them together, forward on WhatsApp, on any of these numbers.
Yes, I'm going to push them to you. You shall be sending me all these things. I'm going to push it directly to you, or Pastor Mecca. Yes.
Okay. Very good.
Thank you very much.
All right. So, do we have any other call? Any other caller? So that we can round off. Any other caller? No other caller. Okay. Dear friends, we know it's time for us to round off. Now we're going to be closing this broadcast. And
there's something I want to say before we close, because this didn't happen on our fundraising last time. I think I showed it to Gaddafi. I'm not in the place to show it. There are some people that are still making mistake on the payments. We have already, but I was on it. I've taken time to make a video on how you would pay your money. Some people went to pay on www.ipobusa/shake or shares bank. That is not for autopilot, IPOB. Before you pay your money, cross-check the website. You know, there are a lot of infiltrators, and the moment you click www.ipob, you see a lot. You do have a lot. They used to siphon people. China Samuru have his own. And the Chike does them. All the criminals, they have a unique website like us, but what is different with our own is www.ipobusa.org/donate. If you don't know how to pay, contact one of the Autopilot media team and also show us your receipt so that we can know if you're making mistake. It's very necessary that we do that. Thank you, Mazi.
Some of them may even open a site that says www.ipobiusa. And if you don't look at it very well, that N is not the in. It's not the only I is there, or only N is there. And USA, you just discover, you just click quickly, and you have to observe the address very well so that you don't click the wrong address. You know, so it's very, very important and key, fundamentally very important. Thank you all, dear friends, and I'm going to call my comrades. Of course, Mazio Konko is already there. So Mazio Konko,
please. There's also announcement. I think maybe Sonny is busy with that. You know, our youth fundraising is coming. I think 12th November. We should start now to prepare our kids. So that is very important before the flyers come. And I pray that Umada, Madam Azuka, and Honorable Azuka and Sonny, those who are responsible, will make that flyer as soon as possible so that we can spread it all over the place so that people can get it fast and as soon as possible. Thank you.
Yes, we want to use this opportunity also to appreciate the lawyers who have been actually working hard and doing what they have to do. Barrister Jimako and others who have been doing well for the cause of Biafra. I want to appreciate them and for what they are doing. Please, Mazi, let me begin with Mazi's Chick Survival. Please, 1 minute, just make your final submission.
Thank you, my brother, fellow comrade. I appreciate everybody for all our contributions, and I appreciate every Biafran that is watching. I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to strengthen every one of us. I want to tell you that is watching, every Biafran that is watching, wherever you are watching from, do not forget the time that we are in. You have to pay attention to time. Mazin Nandekano is a man that follows time. He doesn't play with time. Mazin Simon Ekpa is working with time. Today, we are in a time, and you must have to know the time that we're in. We have 125 days to go. I have said it several times in my platform. I say, don't keep yourself busy trying to figure out how it's going to happen. If you believe that Chukwu Okike Abiama is in charge, Chukwu Okike Abiama is the one piloting the struggle today to making sure that Biafra is actualized. Don't try to figure out how it's going to happen. The only thing you have to do as a Biafra, ask yourself, what am I going to do to make sure that 125 days becomes a reality? That is a question every one of us today will have asked. If you have not started doing something, it is not late. Start today. If you answer that question right, ask yourself, what am I doing? What have I been doing? If you have not started, start today. Pick something to do and focus. Do not try to belittle Chukwu Okike Abiama, to cage him into trying to find out what will happen and what will not happen. Chukwu Okike Abiama is in charge, and we will get into Biafra in 125 days. Do your own part. Chukwu Okike Abiama is already doing a lot for us. Thank you, and remember, see you again next time.
Thank you so much. Ajibo Sunday. I think your name is Ajibola. That should be Ajibola Sunday. Ajibo. You said that my dressing today is bright. Thank you so much for that compliment. I appreciate it. I've always been dressed in dark, so now I'm bright. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the compliment. Mazi 247. Ajibola, I think you are Yoruba. Ajibola. That should be
247. This is how they do your face. Ajibola say your face can't look like another thing now. You know, go do it.
Mazi 247, please. 1 minute. Take it up from there, please.
Ajibola.
Yeah, sorry for that. Biafrans, I greet you all anywhere you are. I want you to know, you heard Mazo Konkwo. Before you make your donations, payment, be very careful. It will be better you don't pay than to give the criminals your money to continue to attack your blessings, your freedom. I beg everybody. And I want you to remember the fundraising for the youth coming up next month. And remember on the 2nd, the asylum seekers program coming on 2nd of next month, November, being I think Mazi Simon Ekpa with Honorable Azoka. They will address some certain issues you need there, and I want you to remain focused. Don't be distracted. Don't mind what those old baboons are saying. We are not looking for political solution. We need freedom. If there will be any election at all in this life in the land of Biafra, it will be only referendum. Outside that, no election. We are not supporting any election. Sitting at home continues. Woto continues. And I want to beg and pray to every Biafran, support what we are doing. Financially, at this critical moment, we need your support. Financially, it is important. There is no how we can go and catch lion with empty hand. You can't catch a yige waka jide na taalo. Ige something. We need money to get those equipment, to get those ammunitions, to get those arms, to go and bring Biafra for you. We need arms. Thank you, Biafrans. Good night.
Thank you so much for that. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. The initial speaker, Mazi Chuk Survival, his channel is Chuk Survival channel. I think on YouTube, you can go on that and then subscribe. Just go there, flood that place. Biafrans, you have to flood each channel, you know, and subscribe. So, and of course, Mazi Ugo's channel is you know, Biafra 247 TV. Biafra 247 TV. You just go there, flood there, subscribe to his channel, and then you know that you are doing the work of what him that have sent you to propagate the gospel through, what we are doing here. Mazi and Raf, please, just 1 minute. Of course, we have Raf Chiamaka TV. I want you, as he's talking now, please just go there and begin to subscribe. As he's talking, you just keep subscribing. So please take it up from there, please.
Ike de no de Ike de no de Ike ja chwa jomo Ike de no de Ike. Hello, Biafrans. We are on the right track, and
Yes.
125 days to go.
Wow.
And they are panicking. They are all panicking. So let us be focused, let us be resilient, let us be resolved, and know what we're looking for. Biafra is near, and we are going home. And just like they have always also said, I have my own idea. If you are making any, because I sounded that alarm earlier because somebody asked me, I need the link where they are paying, and they showed me the link they sent to him. I discovered that it is the link of Ndenzama. They're actually sending this link to people. So if you are having challenge, even though we have said it now, some people still want to make mistake. If you're having this challenge, contact any one of us here. We will send the link to your phone. You will click the link as we send it to you, and then you will, from there, pay in. If you're having that challenge of writing www.ipobinusa.org/donate, we are going to help you. Somebody is calling me. I don't know whether the person is calling to contribute in the program. Anyway, thank you very much, fellow Biafrans. We move.
Just pick it. Let's see if the person.
Let me see if the caller is calling. Okay. Hello.
Motherfucker, all this criminality you guys brought.
Oh my god! These are criminals. They are working so hard. Those criminals
make me a boss. This will not be Pastor Livingston. Me go cost you.
I don't play voice. Better give him a
You will die in bondage.
He said,
"Oh my god! Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Oh my God! Thank you so much. Please go to Chiamaka TV, and subscribe. Subscribe to that channel, flood place, and subscribe, and also so that you can know at the point in time whenever it comes, you can be part of the program. Thank you so much, Mazi Chiamaka Ralph. Thank you so much.
When are we doing the program now? Please, I've responded to your message, so we.
I was talking about tomorrow. Is it possible tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Tomorrow's title is Evident History. We look at facts that have happened in history, and then we analyze them to actually. So
okay, please. I will send you my number tomorrow. So you send me the link. I'll join you tomorrow.
Okay. Please. Thank you so much. So, Mazi Okonkwo, please go on.
That guy didn't get Mazaraf, this is indication that they are I command sleep to go out of your night for your eyes. Before Biafra. In fact,
not just sleep.
May Nigeria happen to you.
Not just sleep. He will be tormented in his sleep. He will be tormented in his sleep.
Anyway, Biafrans and lovers of freedom, I greet all my comrades here, and I will leave you with this scripture from the book of, I think that was John chapter 9, verse 4. Jesus told his people, he said, I must do the work of he who calls me. For night cometh when no man can walk again. This is our morning. Anything you can do to make Biafra come, do it. That's what I do. Before they say, go your pastor. So I greet all my Biafrans.
We have the power to bless. We have the power to bless and the power to curse.
I want to also extend my greetings to our Autopilot prayer team. Nobody remembers them. They were telling me, can't Simon if you remember us. So please, Autopilot media team, head by me, Pastor Dr. Steve, Pastor Chika Kelechi, all of us here are member of it. Even Raf, maybe we are demanding also one day you shall come also to join us in Autopilot prayer team. one of the Sunday evening, if you have chance. You're the man of God. You know, we've been doing this before.
The only thing you need to do is send me the link. It's like you always forget. You have to send me the link.
I will do that. I will do that. May God bless all of you and God bless you. My name is Steve Mazokonko. Mazin Nanakano shall be out. God bless us.
Please go to Austin Okonkwo TV. You'll see him there on YouTube. Subscribe. Please, we want that subscription. We want that place to be flooded with subscription this night. Please go there this night as we are talking. Just go to Austin Okonkwo TV. You'll see it there. Just keep subscribing, and then you'll see how we are going to move this. People like this who have called now, we need to displace them so that it will paint them very well that the message is going far. So please subscribe, and of course, is Mazi Sonny there? I don't know if he can speak to us. Is it possible, Mazi Sonny? Can you hear us? Just for 1 minute, just your final words. Okay, it seems he's still having problems with his So I want to thank you, Biafrans, for tonight. We have done a great job. You also, we appreciate you because you have done so much. So most of you have sending messages and great messages. We cannot address the messages actually here because of time. And maybe one of these days we're going to have a program where either you are calling or you're sending messages, and we're going to be analyzing what you are saying and giving you some corrections and educating you more on that. We're going to create that time for you because you are very important to us. Without you, we being here is nothing. That is why we have to carry you along, and also appreciate you for your messages and all of that. Those of you who are watching who couldn't send messages, maybe busy one way or the other, we thank you all for joining. And please join us tomorrow and join me tomorrow with my special guest, Mazi Raf, Ajere. He's going to be joining me tomorrow, 1 p.m. Biafra time on Biafra Global Network. The topic, every Tuesday we have the topic Evident History. We're going to be looking at things that have happened in the past, whether internationally or nationally or locally, and then we look at them and analyze our now with them so that we'll be able to harness the now with the experience of the past so that we prepare the posterity for the experience of the future using the experience of the now to actually harness their own time and opportunity also to balance what they have to do for the future. So they gain experience from what we have done, experience from the past, and then we harness today. They gain experience from us, and they harness the future. We want a better Biafra. So join us on Biafra Global Network on YouTube. Please go there now and start subscribing. At least I don't talk tired this night. Subscribe to my channel, at least so that you at least make it be you say okay, you don't try. Just we subscribe. Biafra Global Network and Mazi Raf Ajere will be there tomorrow, 1 p.m. You're going to hear it hot. I know I've given him a clue of the topic. He's going to come up with something bombarding. He's going to bombard all these Inzama people so that they will know that we are serious. We're in serious business. So join us tomorrow. And of course, it's going to be powerful. And I want to thank you all. We want to thank Mazi Simon for what he's doing. We are strongly behind him. We are saying, according to his words, we are, we do according to what you say. And we are behind him strongly. We thank Umuada. Every one of them, we thank you all. We thank the prayer team, the Ipob Autopilot prayer team. We thank you all. And those of you who are doing your bits in all, all sphere, And of course, we thank the ESN. We thank the Alliance. We thank, we thank those who are bringing the funds. And let me tell you, dear friends, we can do this. We are more than over 70 million people. You can't tell me that we can't fund our freedom. If you're out there, you have not been funding ESN, you have not been coming for the fundraising, know that there's something wrong you are doing. And of course, this counts spiritually. These things have spiritual implication. You don't still have the resources and sit back and watch your people struggle with funds. The only thing we need you to do now is to fund. Every tactics, we have the tactics, we have the ideas, we have the principles, we have the templates to get Biafra. Just the funds, and then we get it right. So please join us and fund. The next fundraising is coming. Always look up to it. You don't even need to wait for the next fundraising. Just this night, you can click it. IPOB, www.ipob in USA. Watch it very well. /donate. Watch it very well. www.ipob in USA /donate. Mazira,
no, you have to make it.
Okay, yes.
IPOB in USA.
Yes,
.org.
/donate. Please, sorry about that. .org must be there. www.ipobinUSA.org. That's .org. Dot is dot. No dot. They say dot. Then you put it org. Then /donate. DONATE. That's it. And you are there. You just just give your contributions, and you see what God will use your contributions to do in the life of Biafrans, and see how our freedom. We are 70 million people, for God's sake. We shouldn't be talking about this money every time. We shouldn't be talking about it. So thank you all for joining, and thank you all for everything that you have done. I thank my comrades who have exercised patience and who have contributed. They have said so many interesting things. And please, anytime we come for broadcasts like this, write things down. Later, you go look at them again, reminisce over them, and you see that it's going to be a strong one. We are meeting you again collectively like this again on Friday. We're going to be here Biafra time, 7 p.m. Biafra time, and we are going to be having another good time, great time. It's going to be a lovely time. Every moment counts. And please watch out for what's going to happen between now and Friday. It's going to be wonderful, to our favor. It's going to be a wonderful favor. And Biafra is here already. Thank you all, and God bless you all. Keep fit, keep safe, be sure, be confident, prayerful, and all that, and you see what God will do. God bless you, Rego. Thank you all. Thank you, comrades, for your time and everything.
Water. Is the cool. Water.
Maybe our cool.
Water.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Master Survival.
Yes.
Greet you, great comrade.
Thank you, brother.
Yes. Thank you all.
We miss Gaddafi. Or Gaddafi or somewhere.
Maybe he's engaged today.
He's always engaged.
Gaddafi days on the house with the Ipob.
So the two of them can't stay away. They can't mute.
Gaddafi goes on the house.
Gaddafi got Ike.
Oh, you need to Ike Pentecost.
Ike Pentecost too.
My brother Rap, Ole.
Udo, Mazi Chooks. That is you're awesome. You're doing wonderfully well. Thank you, sir.
Go 9 on the spot one.
Yeah. Well,
I thank God.
We don't come. Biafra must come.
Yes,
The zoo is finished.
Of course.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. When you eat your dog meat and the soup, you go lock your face. Like King Solomon. 404 meat.
Thank you. Obioma, I see your message. Thank you. So thank you all. So we go now so that we can prepare for Friday. Remember, tomorrow, join me tomorrow.
Bye, everybody. Good night.
Thank you.
Join me.